Hello, my friends. So crashing, it's all crashing, right? Everything is breaking down. So if you didn't listen to Monday night's Truth Tribe, go re-listen. It's on YouTube under podcasts and one of the lives. And what's going on is everything's crashing now. Why are relationships crashing right now? We're going to look at this through the eyes of the Zodiac because it helps everybody to have some context of what's happening, correct? And it's not just love, by the way. I've seen probably in the last 2 weeks, 5 divorces igniting, people wanting divorces, relationships, long-term breaking, but also health. You're in a relationship with everything, so your relationship with health is breaking, your relationship with money, so health, wealth, environments are breaking and crashing, and everybody's like, well, is it the planets? Okay, is it the planets, Dawn? Or the planets nothing is doing anything to you. Why? Because this is what's fascinating about people. For so long, we've had the whole model wrong. Everyone thinks that we're a thing, and then we go to a thought, and then we find the truth, and we've inverted. And now we're tapping into the truth, then the thought of it you need to have in order for that truth to become realized into a thing. And so it's fascinating because we are all electricity. We're 90% water. We have to have electricity and energy in our body that matches a frequency that we want. So your soul energy pattern, you need to master. And the Zodiac is the fastest way you can do that. I have a class. Medicine wheels, your Zodiac wheels, your medicine wheel. It's literally your 4 biggest boulders in your life. But people are like, no, not that, no, not astrology. And I go, y'all been subscribing to a bunch of BS from a man who's, written a book and multiple books. And I'm not trashing religion. We talked about this last night. I'm not trashing the beauty in it because there's yin and yang, there's masculine, feminine, there's positive and negative charges in everything, including doctrines and dogmas that people follow. The challenge is that you've been subscribing, for your own energy outside of you. Okay. And so you've been programmed and subscribing to these external wizards when the internal is all there because you are the sun. You are the light. You are God consciousness. This is what we talked about last night, okay, on a mini scale. But let's go back to the crashing relationships, okay? And so your frequency is matching that. Whatever it is within you that you're avoiding, it's sitting within you. And so let's just go back a couple generations from the Pluto generations, okay? Pluto is a long 20-year gap, basically. 15 to 20 years, depending on the timeline of it. But let's just give it a 15 to 20 year gap, okay? So you got 20 years of Pluto going through each generation. It went through Cancer, and then after Cancer, it went to Leo, your baby boomer generation. And it went after Leo, it went into Virgo, the perfection generation, and it went to Libra. So let's just talk about those 3 first. Most of all, Leo, okay? The Leo generation, right? Those were your baby boomers. They were your workaholics. They were working so much. And guess what they birthed? Very independent latchkey kids. So they're very independent. So that group was then born into the Virgo and Libra generation. And what's funny is that Libra generation, we skipped over Virgo. Virgo was like, I don't want to have all that. I don't want to have all those kids. I don't want to have responsibilities. I want to simplify. They're not successful and they don't have kids. But there was less of it. And so it was all about perfection and working through healing because they were independent and alone. Okay. Then you get to this Libra generation, the most divorced, the most remarried generations of all generations. And those kids are now the 20 to 35, 40 somethings. We'll say 35. And then I'm looking at those kids, and those kids now you went from the latchkey kids now to the keystroke kids. These kids grew up with something in their hands. And I'm making this in simplistic terms for you. It's much more, advanced when you get into the science of energy. But just think of keystroke kids. They were disconnected from their soul. And the key to your heart is communicating your soul, which has been forgotten. Body, mind, spirit, your higher self. And then we're like, I just don't understand why relationships are crashing and why they're not working. Because you have no tools. None of these generations gave their kids the tools to have confident, balanced relationships, in addition to technology, in addition to living your badass life, in addition to working hard, in addition to having all these talents and skills. Instead, it was, you go over there in the corner, you do what you need to do, and I gotta just pull my life together. It wasn't intentional, so now we have all this energy out there talking about relationships. And saying, this is why you're with the narcissist. This is why you're abandoned. This is what abandonment causes. This is what, guilt causes. This is what shame causes. We know what the fuck it causes. That's not the problem. Problem is you don't have tools because you all came here as a soul of energy, like a magnet, masculine, feminine, positive, negative. We all have this masculine, feminine within our own energetic grid system. And so understanding your zodiac language, you're a spark of God consciousness. You are the sun. You are God incarnate. God is inside of you. And so if you're that spark of light and you come down through the galaxy, tattoo all the constellation on your soul, it gave you a freaking blueprint, a user's manual. Say, this is what you're going to look like. This is what you're going to choose. You chose your parents. You chose your friends. You chose your patterns. You chose your challenges. You chose your gifts. You chose your blessings. You chose it all. But you also chose that you could up your game. All the things I touch, all the things I teach, all the classes, all the events are all about this. Who are you so you know how to navigate your own user's manual? And the challenge is this younger generation is at such a loss. They suck with relationships, right? Because they have no tools. And most people, even adults, have no tools. We're working off of old, outdated belief systems and mindsets and doctrines and dogmas and indoctrination. And it's gone. And so we have to learn to interpret the energy template or tattoo on your soul. Learn your soul, right? But the connection to our souls have been forgotten. And then everybody's asking, well, I don't understand why I can't get along. Why is everybody getting divorced right now? Because the energy, the language of the universe and the planets right now are saying anything that is in a box or boxing you in or controlling your soul so it can't be free is burning to the ground, including relationships, including partnerships, including your relationship. And I go through all 12 fractals in the DMT method retreat event. But I teach the 4 similar ones in the courses I teach. They're all in my link in my bio. But the point I'm trying to make is that if people are like, well, how do I do this, Dawn? Start with step 1. Your nature, your personality. Who are you? Do you even know? So when you walk out to date, people are so afraid to speak the truth. This is who I am. This is my personality. This is what I like. This is what I want. This is important to me. And I hold that value core to my soul. We don't say it. You know how many times I have clients and we'll go through this. I'm like, this is important to you. Yes, it is. That's all I want. And they go, oh, did you say it on your date? Or did you speak that truth to your spouse? No. Well, why not? Well, I don't want to hurt them. No, it's not. Never about them. It's never about the other person. It's about you clearing out these multiple past lives. And I mean thousands of them. Past lives are not gone. They're still part of your energetic frequency on this massive grid that you're connected to. And then you think that it's an old life, it's gone. It's not gone. It's always this life now. You're replaying fragments of your personality. As I said on the last 2 Truth Tribes, you are Netflix. And you are the Netflix special. And you are the movie. And every one you play is a repeat of you right now. So what you're playing is saying, that's me. I'm not enough. I'm not enough. I'm not enough. So I can't tell the person I want to be with or that I want to love or I'm in love with that this is who I am. This is what I need. This is what's important to me. And give them the credit to give it back. We don't have the tools. I made the tools and they're so basic and easy, yet I find it fascinating. We're so hungry for a split second of information and knowledge. But what happens? we don't go do it. We don't want to learn the tool that would give you healthy relationships in your self-confidence, in your value, in your money, in your communication, in your children, in your spouse, in your partnerships, in your career, in your purpose, in your friendships, and in your mental health. And we have given everything away, our physical health, our mental health, our relationship health. Everything is crashing because you're not tapping into your soul. You've been tapping into the physicality from these wizards, whether it's the TV wizards, the box wizards of all education, religion, medicine, political, I don't care who it is. And then we can't go blame our parents. They didn't know any better. But I'm telling you now, you want to have a badass relationship. Simply realize that you're in charge to your frequency of programming, and the tools only work if you know your own language. And so if you don't know your language, how do you know which tool to use? Thus, this is why I bring this up. So yes, we have a Venus-Jupiter conjunction, and Venus is love and Jupiter is expansion, and we just left the Jupiter-Uranus conjunction, even though they're still tight, they're together. It's a language. It's saying it's time to break out of the old square box doctrines of learning and saying there's no way out. You need to be sick, suffering, sinning. All that bullshit's gone. It's gone. And relationships are crashing right now. You're going to see this across the board. Divorces left and right. Ending relationships left and right. People are getting the flu. I know so many people of getting the flu. Because your body's saying, we're done. This relationship we're having, you beating me up, or you're not putting energy into me, you're not giving me a higher frequency, or you're saying you want a higher frequency, the body's going, okay, fine, and it's crashing. Your relationship with money, crashing, so you can go, wait a minute. What am I worth really, and what do I love to do? And just go do that, and the money will come to you because it's attracted to that. And so this is a big deal. Any of you guys want to join me on this call? I'm happy to bring you on live. Larry, I see you here. Hi, I miss you. So it's a big deal. It's happening right now. I know people are struggling. Don't struggle. Let it crash. Because I guarantee you, I'm going to give you one last tip on why they're crashing. If something is crashing in your life, any relationship, your relationship with anything and anyone, let it crash, because you've been praying, sending mantras, asking, putting intentions out, shifting your frequency, raising your consciousness to who you really are. And when you raise that consciousness, you cannot match together anymore to old low box frequencies. You have to raise your bar. And when you do, stuff you're holding on to is going to crash. Walk away. If it's meant to be with you, it will raise its bar back to you and be back in your life. So, why are relationships crashing? Because the universal energy is giving you a language telling you it's time to let the old burn, step into the new life you've been asking for. If you didn't watch last night's Truth Tribe, go onto my YouTube, Dawn Thompson, and you can watch several of the last two explaining all this, why our past lives are showing up, why are they triggering you, what they are showing you, and how you are getting tricked. You are getting tricked into believe you have to keep suffering and be sick and feel like you are guilt-ridden and shame-ridden and abandoned. All that bullshit is done. But you have to be willing to let it go in order to step into the new. So I wish you all brightest blessings. Go be a badass. I'll see you on Monday. If you're not registered for Truth Tribe, tap the link in my bio. Sign up. It's free. Everybody get on the free call. And I'm getting into deep dive on all this stuff and why your relationships are crashing. And it's a good thing. Wish you guys the brightest blessings. You guys have a great day. I'll see you next week. Take care.